Well, folks, hope everybody's doing well. It's a Sunday afternoon. The skies finally started to clear. We've had nothing but rain off and on for the past week or so. I think there was one day this past week, maybe Thursday or Friday. It actually cleared up for a short while. I went for a short ride, but I didn't actually record anything. I managed to get all the fluids and everything done on the BMW. I had taken that trip. At this point, you've already seen the videos. We went down to Nantahala to visit Roger, and then in part 2 we went on to the Cherahela Skyway, which was fantastic. I'd never been on the Skyway like that. And then in part 3 we stayed at Smitty's campground and lodge. A quaint little place. It was about $20 a person, and you can't beat that. When you're moto camping and you can find a spot that just lets you pretty much pitch a tent and has showers and bathrooms and a place to hang out and a little campfire for $20, I mean, to me that's a bargain. Some places like your KOAs will charge you $50, $60 for a silly campsite. So we got lucky on that one. That was a great night. I think we're all talking about going back and staying more than one night and using that as like a jumping off point, so we can go to the area and just ride in different sections, which would be fantastic. But so the next part would be, we went to up to Deals Gap, came in from the top side, come down from Tennessee, and went from west to east on the Dragon, the tail of the Dragon, and that video was out as well. And then the last thing was the first section of the Moonshiner 28. I'm gonna like to do another Moonshiner 28 video. That'll be the back half. Most likely I'll start in probably Franklin, North Carolina, and head north or west towards Deals Gap and record that section. Unfortunately, when I was recording, I didn't run out of battery. That's usually never a problem. I ran out of storage space, so I had been using that same card, unfortunately, all weekend long, or all week long actually. So I very easily filled that card out, but that's okay. It just gives me an excuse to get back out there and ride it again and film some more. So today I managed to get the BMW set up where I can record now using the 360 camera, which is up over my left shoulder. So if all went well, this footage should be in here as well. So I'm leaving Mills River. Again, it's Sunday afternoon. We're gonna head up to the Parkway, which for me is only about a 10-15 minute ride up here. We'll get up on the Parkway at just past the French Broad and the French Broad Overlook, and I'm going to head west and then probably go possibly as far as 215 and come back down the back half of the Copperhead, or maybe I'll go the other way. I haven't decided, so we'll see. So depending on how this video comes out, you'll see exactly where I decided to get off or keep going. So it's nice out. I haven't ridden substantially in the past week, so just had the itch and my afternoon freed up, so here I am. So we'll see how this goes. Alright folks, catch back with you soon. So we're here on the Blue Ridge. We just got on at the 191. So we're just going to head west here, see how things are. It's definitely a little bit cooler up here than it was. I think when I left the house, the temperature was like 64. So imagine once we get to some of the higher points, it'll be probably closer to 55. So we'll just see how it is. So this is the first time I'm running the 360 camera on this bike, this BMW. because I literally just got this 2 weeks ago, and I immediately, the next day after getting it, I took it to Tellico Plains, did the dragging on it, just because it happened to fall that way. I picked up the bike and had it registered right away, or transferred the plates, and I figured, what the heck, we're going camping, I might as well take this, because it was all going to be on pavement anyways, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to try it out, stretch his legs a little bit, and see how it is on longer trips. And it did, for me, it did fantastic. I was very comfortable. It's very smooth. Took Annie out last night for a little bit of a spin. We went for about an hour, left our place, and then went down towards, I went into Hendersonville, then over to Brevard in Transylvania. Just went there and took a ride. She enjoyed it. She hadn't been on it yet, so she's very smooth, very comfortable back there. That seat is, for her, she said, was fantastic. So that's good news for me, because again, the whole goal was to get something that Andy could ride on as well and be more comfortable, so we could start taking trips again together. So, and this seemed to work out well for us. Granted, the bike's 26 years old. It's not, not brand new, shiny off the showroom floor, but it's still in great shape and still handles very well. It's got all the features that I need. Everything that I would want, it has. So, can't really complain. Cosmetically, it's not the best, but a good bath, a little bit of elbow grease actually made it a lot better than it was. Still not 100%, but again, a 26-year-old bike, as long as it fires up, it shifts and stops when I want it to, I'm completely happy with it. So. Busy up here today on the Parkway. A lot of tourists. It's a great day. Like I said, it's finally cleared up, so folks are getting out, even if they're in their cars, or I haven't seen any bicyclists yet, but typically folks will park and then ride their bike along this section. And then of course there's hikers. A lot of times you'll see, I'm sure we'll pass it, but you'll see parking areas, and people park there, pack a day pack, and hike. A little further up ahead, once we start hitting where the section of the tunnels are, there's a tower that I've talked about in my last video. The folks will park their vehicle and then hike up to the tower as a fire tower and get a 360-degree view up there. Always interesting coming through these tunnels, especially if you've got sunglasses on. Park rangers over here. Starting to put together my stuff. I know it's early, but I like to plan it for the South Dakota trip. I'm really looking forward to that. I've talked to Patrick a little bit. We've briefly discussed either riding out or still the possibility of trailering. I looked into flying on Allegiant to go down to Denver, or fly over to Denver, and then from Denver I can rent a bike on one of the rideshare sites. And then from there, I would ride north to South Dakota, and it's about a 4.5 or 5 hour ride. It's roughly 300 miles, 350 miles. So, but according to Google Maps, it should be about a 5 hour ride. But again, if I fly in the morning, get the bike early enough, I'm gonna have all day to make it there, and I can't get to the campground before 4 or 5 anyways. So. It'll be nice, and again, I'll be riding, so that's the point of going out there, is to ride. Put this windshield up a little bit, reduce some of the wind noise, but So the point is I'll most likely going to fly into Denver, rent a bike, and then ride up north to South Dakota, and then from there I think the folks arrive on Sunday, I believe. We'll do some things. Even if I get early, I can start to hit some of the areas myself, you know, see what their place has. Maybe I'll take the Devil's Tower trip the second day, and that's I believe, from what Patrick and the gang were telling me, I think it's like 3 hours. 3 hours from the campsite to Devil's Tower, and then coming back. So coming through these tunnels, I imagine it's pitch black on the GoPro because there is an ND filter on it, which is supposed to be for brighter days like today. But I've noticed that once I go through a darkened area, either shadows or tunnels, you completely lose the picture. I just wish there was a better way to control that, so it would automatically adjust. So I'm looking forward to going out to South Dakota because one, I've never been that far west, and I'm really excited to see this country. Another part of me is thinking that maybe I'll just ride out. I'll have to figure it out. It's 1,600 miles for me one way from my place in western North Carolina to South Dakota, to Custer, South Dakota. So it's going to have to be a 3-day trip out and a 3-day trip back. If I ride, you know, obviously I'll probably take this. I mean, I could take the Pan America, and part of me wants to take the Pan America because there's some gravel roads out there. I believe there's a BDRX out there as well, which would be kind of neat to experience. Obviously can't do it on the BMW, but I'll see what I can come up with. For me, this is the absolute best view on the section from 191, the French Broad Overlook, coming on, going down. Especially when we turn this corner, you're going to see Looking Glass Rock. These clouds do not look happy, so I don't know how much time I'll be spending up here, but this is definitely one of my favorite views. Right over there is Looking Glass. This is where I was talking about earlier, that folks park and then hike up, and up there's that fire tower. Probably not getting very much view up there right now because it looks like that cloud ceiling is sitting right at the tower. So if they're looking out, they're not going to see much at all right now. I imagine earlier though it was nicer. I have to keep flipping my visor up, my tinted visor, because you get into these tunnels, it's pitch black, as you can see. It's lightening up, so maybe it was just that one section back there that was overcast or very dark. I mean, it's still overcast, but it was very, very dark back there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you out there in America on two wheels.